Jim Krenn, Randy Bauman, and the DVE Morning Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome home Billy Gardello.
God almighty, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Wow, look at this joint, huh? God. Well, thank you so much for coming down to celebrate my 1 hour special for Comedy Central. It's awesome I get to do it here in my hometown. For those of you watching at home, just give me 45 seconds here. I got to say hi to my hometown real quick. Hey, I'm glad you could come downtown tonight for about an hour. All right? Now listen. A long day. I was up at a buddy's. We was washing his driveway. He pulled the hose too quick and busted the spigot. So we went down to the hardware store. His wallet fell out. I said, "You got to get some gum bands and wrap that tight, man. That's falling all over the place." So anyway, after we fixed the spigot, he said, "You eat?" I said, "No, Jew." He said, "You want to have a sandwich?" I said, "Yeah, let's get a chipped ham or a jumbo." He said, "That's a good idea." I said, "You know, I'm doing my show downtown about an hour." He said, "Well, you know what? I can't make it. I got to work a double." He said, "But do me a favor. If this thing makes you big and famous, don't act like a jag-off." That's good, man. I love a big evening like this. If you're out tonight and you're drinking, please, just a little safety advice. Please, don't bar hop. That's a rookie mistake, man. You always end up in a bar you ain't ready for mentally. You know what I mean? I had some guys take me bar hopping in Chicago. They thought it'd be funny to take me to a bar for little people. You gotta tell your fat friend if you're taking him to a midget bar. That should be a rule. Because I wasn't ready for it, and I already had a couple in me. I walked in there like, "There's nobody in here." And I looked down and went, "Oh my God, I'm huge. And the night got worse, man. I got in a fight with one of the midgets. "Tell me where the pot of gold is." Oh, laugh it up, man. That's all we got left is laughter, right? That's all we got, man. Everything else will scare you to death right now, won't it? Can't even turn the news on. That'll horrify you, right? Murder, death, rape, child abduction, shitty economy, oil spill, 95 degrees. Good luck. Did anybody get a cat out of a tree or something I could hold on to? I need some hope. Hope is a dying commodity, so I try to hold on to stories that inspire me. And my favorite story of the year last year, hands down, was that pilot that landed that plane on the Hudson River. Sully. Right? And you know his name had to be Sully. If that was a Chad or a Winston, he would have cartwheeled that plane right to the middle of Manhattan. Just up there peeing on himself. "My dad's not here. I don't know what to do." Sully's like, "Let me finish my coffee. We'll land this bitch in the river. What do you think?" "I'm gonna walk up and down the aisles looking for babies and hot chicks to give CPR to. I'm Sully. And where might I find Captain Jack Sparrow?" That's a man right there, man. Let me tell you something. If I ever did anything that heroic in my life, I would use that argument against my wife for the rest of my life. "You didn't clean up in here." "I landed a plane on the Hudson River." I don't want to hear shit tonight. Of course, you know she's like every other wife. She's heard it so many times. She's like, tell us again how you saved everybody. Birds in the engine and we can land on the river, but we can't cut the goddamn grass when I want you to. That's the joy of marriage right there, man. Another good story a couple weeks ago, British Columbia, a little boy's in his backyard playing with his dog. A cougar jumps over the fence. A cougar, not meow. The little boy's dog attacks the cougar, right? The little boy runs in the house to safety, and while he's watching from the window, his dog and the cougar are fighting. The cougar's tearing it up. The cops show up, they kill the cougar. The little boy's dog has 3 operations and lives. It's a good story, right? It's a good story, but I started thinking about it. You think that dog came home with a little bit of an attitude? Oh, you bet your ass I'm sleeping in your bed tonight, Timmy. Yeah, I'd love to wiggle my tail and beg for food, but as you can see, I don't have a tail anymore, Timmy. You imagine him trying to get that dog to go play? Here, boy, fetch, fetch. You can go fuck yourself, fetch. I fought a cougar for you. Turn on the heat. I'm gonna go pee on your bed, you little ungrateful. I got 3 legs left. Now the scary part is, man, those were actual stories that happened. That's the world we live in. The game is now, can you keep your sanity? Because people are snapping. You know that little voice in your head that you're not supposed to listen to? You know what I mean? Somebody cuts you off, you go, God, I'd love to wreck into him right now. People are starting to listen to that voice. There's a guy in Texas flew his plane into a building. The IRS building. I heard building and plane, I went, oh shit, and then I heard IRS. I was like, well, let's hear him out. I'm pretty sure I know how that phone call went. What's that? You're taking my house. I'll bring the keys right over. You guys are on the 4th floor, right? 4th floor? Getting old, man. Heard the gun for halftime go off when I turned 40. I'm at halftime in my life. My life is half over. And I played a sloppy first half, man. I didn't think the game was going to go this long. I didn't. I took some timeouts coming down the field. You know you're getting old when you hurt yourself sleeping. Hey, ever wake up? What the fuck was I dreaming about? Oh, God. And then you gotta lie to your buddies. I ripped my neck up moving a fridge. Really? Nah, I sprained it on a pillow. It's all going to hell. I don't know what happened. The older you get, the more stuff you gotta quit, you know? Like I quit smoking weed. I had to. I got a 7-year-old. You know how stupid you look when you can't figure out chutes and ladders? And you throw a fit about it. If I get here, I gotta go to the bottom. I ain't playing! That's not good parenting. If you're over 35, too, technology doesn't have you by the throat. Doesn't own you. And I like that. People my age look at technology like, yeah, I can't figure that out. Just turn the radio on or something. I don't believe in all those buttons, man. And let me tell you something. If you're under 25 and you use your cell phone a lot, I want you to do me a favor. For 2 hours a day, I want you to put your phone in your drawer. That way you remember how to hold a conversation. Cannot talk to someone under 25 without it 2 minutes into the conversation, they pull that phone out and start hitting them buttons. Yeah, yeah. It's like watching a chimp peel a peanut at the zoo. They're just, woo, 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 What are you doing? They act like their phone's their personality, right? That's all they want to talk about is that phone. I always tell young guys, work on your car. Nobody ever got laid in the back of an iPhone. They love that phone, man. They want to tell you all about it. Look, check out my phone, bro. Check it out. Check it out. Oh, look at it. Look at it. Look at that. Look at all the applications. This one tells me the weather in 5 different places I'm never going to be. Look at that. That's awesome. You ever notice they never make any grown-up applications? It's just all to trick kids into blinking lights. Look, it's blinking. It swirls. That's magic. You want to make something for my age group? Make me a wife app. That way I can scream into that phone, I'll be home when I said I'll be home. And then you hit the button and she hears, honey, I'm a little delayed. I want you to know I was thinking about you. I love you. And I'll be home soon. Look, that shows you how old I am. I just hung up the iPhone. See that? Put that right on the rocker. Not a fan of all the buttons, man, and I'll tell you why. I have a 7-year-old, and I don't want him to have to download his childhood. You understand? I want him to be a kid. I want him to go outside and play and think of stuff to do. And it's hard as a parent, man. You gotta let him play some video games, right? Because you gotta let him keep up with his boys at school. You don't want him to be that weird kid at the lunch table shooting marbles going, my dad says this is a video game. I'm trying to do that. There's got to be a happy middle ground. I don't want him to be one of them video vegetables, you know what I mean? Go outside and play, that's it. You know, use your imagination. We didn't have a Nano or a PlayStation or an iPod or a PSP I had a stick. And on a good day, a roll of caps and a fucking rock. That was it. That was it. Don't structure your kids' lifestyle. If they want to play, let them play, man. Sometimes you got to make them play. And I don't believe in the play date, I'll tell you that.
It's a play date. He's on a play date.
We never had play dates. My dad would look at you and go, get out of the house. And then he would lock the door. Couldn't get back in even if you wanted to. I'm thirsty. Use the hose. Taking a nap. I'll see you in a couple hours. And you left for 8 hours. Nobody knew where you were. There was no supervision, right? Right? Just wandering around with a book of matches looking for shit to burn. Don't lock me out of the house. I'll get your attention, old man, if that's what you're looking for. Of course, that was back in the good old days, right? When you could send your kid outside to play. It's a little tougher now. I'm so old, I remember when the woods wasn't a dangerous place. Right? It's not like that no more. They do get some advantages, kids today, though, right? They get to do whatever they want. My son is the prince, man. All he has to do is ask. Mommy, can we please go to the... Sure, honey, let's get in a truck and make a memory. My dad's answer for everywhere you ever wanted to go was, they're closed. I see people in there, they're cleaning. Monday's their cleaning day. Everywhere my wife takes my son to eat, she's got those antibacterial wipes, right? So, oh, wow, there's a virus. It's coming from Germany. I read about it. It can kill all of us right now. No, it's not. We're fine. You want to know why kids are all sick? Because everything's too purified and filtered. That's the problem. There's no immune system anymore. You could be at a ball game with my dad, drop a sandwich in the dirt, he'd go, what are you doing? Pick it up. First 2 bites are crunchy, you're good the rest of the way. Let's go. That's $4.50. That's $4.50. That's how they used to disinfect stuff. They blow on it. Here, eat that. Eat it. Eat it. We didn't have hand sanitizer. My mom would spit in the tissue. Come here. Come here. Ah, come on. Come on. My wife, God bless her, she's always reading what's best for the boy, you know. She knows not to listen to me. I'm just an idiot. She's always trying to turn me on to like the new things, you know. She's like, don't feed him sugar after 3 p.m. That'll wreck his metabolism. Well, as you can see, my parents didn't give a fuck about my metabolism. My parents thought a metabolism was some weird flu you could get. Don't get that metabolism, that'll kill you. You don't want to get that. Don't feed him sugar. Are you out of your mind? I grew up in a house that by the time you were 9, if you got my dad a beer, your reward was a sip. I'm pretty sure that's not in any parenting handbooks today. Here, take a sip of that. Don't tell your mother that's my boy. And the old man knew what he was doing, because by the 4th beer, I was going for him. I got you, babe. You need one? I'll get him right over there. By the time I was 12, his buddies had come over. I'd come out in the living room like a vendor. Beer here. Oh, beer. Get you beer. Everybody in LA gives their kids medicine. That's how they parent. They go, oh, he had ADD. We had to give him some Ritalin. That's him drooling right there with the crayons. We didn't have Ritalin. You know what happens when you had ADD when I was a kid? My dad would get an inch from your face and go, pay attention! Oh, God. I'm cool. They got away from me for a minute, but I'm all right now. I'm okay. That medicine's ridiculous, man. See, their goal is to get us to take a pill for everything we do. Right? They want us to take a pill for everything. Here's a pill to eat, here's a pill to shit, here's a pill to fuck, here's a pill to sleep. Here's a pill that'll offset your eat, sleep, shit, and fuck pill. Here, take it. Are you kidding me, man? You think the guys that were writing about the storm the beach at Normandy were wandering around on the boats going, I feel a little anxious about what we're about to do here? No, because there's an old guy going, lock and load, motherfuckers, we're going in! Don't get me wrong, some people need medicine. Like if you're having thoughts in your head like I should cut open a cat and wear it like a hat, you need medicine. But everybody else, let's suck it up just a little bit, all right? I don't trust medicine. I don't trust new medicine. You know why? Because the FDA doesn't care about us anymore. They're in bed with all the pill makers. They just want to make money off us. They're just making stuff up, man. They're making it up. Those diseases don't exist. Shaky leg disease. Give me a break. Really, serious? Stop drinking Red Bull with your vodka, you dick. It's that simple. It's shaky leg disease. Really? And they don't test it anymore either. Nobody tests anything. That's the problem, right? Because when they tell you about a new medicine, they tell you what it's supposed to do. Then that creepy little guy's voice comes on and tells you what it's really gonna do to you. Right? Like we don't hear that part. Take Zoloft for anxiety and depression. Then you hear that guy's voice, may cause bleeding from the ass. I'd rather be sad than leak. Pretty sure if I was leaking, I'd be sad. What's got you down, Bill? My ass is leaking. It's the 3rd time this week, man. I'm happily married. I know that because she told me. Check in with the Admiral every morning. Come down in the kitchen, blow that Navy whistle. And I wait for my list. My list of chores, my honey-do list. They should call it the here, don't do nothing stupid while I'm gone list, is what they should call it. And they have to give us that list. Yeah, they have to, because we need it. Men are no good unsupervised. We will make the wrong decision every time. Just be driving down the road, happy hour. I like to be happy for an hour. 5 hours later, you're naked, peeing in your hamper, going, I hate your mother. I hate her. There, I said it. I hate her. You have to be ready to get married because when she comes in, it's here comes the judge, Jack. The woman brings order to the house. Order. They're not messing around, Jack. You put a ring on your woman's finger, that's like asking a detective to follow you for the rest of your life. Where are you going? Who are you going with? I don't know him. How long have you known him? When did he call? When did you make this plan? When did you decide you were going to go do this? When were you going to tell me? I'll tell you anything you want to know. Stop the question. No more questions. Get the chief. I'll sign the confession. I did it. I killed him. You're married long enough, you start to feel like Henry Hill and Goodfellas. You see those helicopters? They've been following me all day, man. My wife comes home from work, I hear that noise from Law and Order. Gong, gong. I didn't do shit. I don't even know that guy. I ate a salad. You want to take a walk? Why do they always want to take a walk? Want to take a walk? You take a walk. What? Nothing, getting my shoes. Maybe we'll see a bird. Talk about that for a half hour, I'll never get back. I love when I meet single young men who don't think the game is played that way too. They're my favorite idiots, those kids. They still got that fight in them. They're, no way, bro, I get a girl, she's gonna know the rules. I see you digging a hole, son. You're digging a... bright boy. There's no more goofing around, you get married. There are rules, Jack. And you can't sneak any money out anymore, they know. I don't know how they know, but they know. You'd be out with your buddies middle of the night, hit that ATM machine. I'll take out another 60, fellas. I'm the man. As soon as that money hits your hand, she wakes up. Wings shoot out of her back. She starts hovering the earth. Where are you? And when you get home, don't lie about what you took, because she checked. Now she's testing your honesty. You lie to her again, you might as well be Jesus, because she will nail you to the cross right there. You walk in the door, you know you're in trouble because she's perched on the mantle. How much did you spend? So we lie because we're stupid. And by the way, ladies, this one's from me to you. It's on the house. It's a freebie. Every man starts a lie with this face. I'll ask you one more time. God bless you, ladies. You have to endure how stupid we are. That's why it baffles me. After 10 years, she still wants to talk to me. What is wrong with her? What is wrong with any of you? Don't talk to us. Nothing smart comes out of here. We got two speeds, stupidity and perversion. That's it. That's all there is. Stop hoping for a good conversation. Call your friend. She'll give you an intelligent conversation. That's why when you girls go, what are you thinking? We go, nothing, because you couldn't handle how stupid it is. It would blow your brain right out of the front of your skull. What are you thinking? I was wondering if I get beer to shoot out of my windshield wiper into my mouth while I'm driving.
What are you thinking?
I was thinking about building a conveyor belt from the couch to the fridge. What do you think that would cost? Seriously. You have to deal with us dummies, ladies. I'm sorry. But you put us through it a little bit, too, though. Like, when you get married, you think you're going to get laid whenever you want. What a crock of shit that is. The longer you're married, the harder they make you work for it, man. After 10 years, dinner and a movie don't cut it. After 10 years, you got to say stuff like, who wants new floors? I smell a trip to Macy's. Start talking dirty. I don't like watching TV with my wife. I hate her programs. I just said that because she's not here. Ladies, if your man's been with you for a while and he's still watching your programs, he's just trying to get laid. And that's how dumb we are. Instead of romance, hey, I watched your show, you wanna? Really, that's your A game right there? All right. I hate watching TV. I just don't like the channel. She watches that Lifetime channel. There's a lot of pain on the Lifetime channel, man. I watched a Lifetime movie 2 weeks ago. I got a yeast infection. It's always some woman setting some man on fire. And the scary part is your wife watches it like,
Yes, sister, you go ahead, light him up. He deserved every bit of that. He ignored you. Light him on fire.
that or it's a woman running down a hallway with a busted leg. After a half hour, I start rooting for the murderer. I do. I'm all like that. She went right in the storeroom. Go get her. That is, she watches those do-it-yourself channels. Whoever invented the do-it-yourself network should be set on fire in a dumpster somewhere. I'm not. You know how many paint stores I've been in since that stuff hit the air? My wife's standing there, 2 colors in her hand. Which color do you like, this one or this one? I like that one. I like this one. All right, well, get that one. I want to know what you like. No, you don't. Yeah, which one do you like? You want to know which one I like, honey? I like the one that'll get us out of here. That's the one I like. I'll buy all of them right now. Let's go. I just want to get home and sit. Yeah, I do. See, that's what they hate most about us, fellas, is that we can sit still and be happy. It makes their skin crawl. They can feel it in the other room on their neck. They're like, he is happy and relaxing. Not on my shift. See, they don't have an idol. Women have no idol. They have no idol. It's on or off. There's no hovering. Guys can wait a little while to decide what we're gonna do. Maybe not do it, not really care if we don't do it. A woman's motor's running, man. My wife, she has stuff come out of her mouth the minute her eyes open. If I get to the mall by 8 o'clock, I can return those sheets that I wanted to take back. I haven't been able to take them back for 2 weeks, and I wanted to do that. I'm gonna drop the boy off at school early, and then I'm gonna run over there. I got time to do that. My friend Susie called me. I haven't talked to her in like 3 months. She said, you wanna go to the mall? I said, I'd love to go to the mall. When we going to the mall? I said, I'm going Tuesday. I'm gonna drop Will off at school early. It's 6 a.m. She's sitting there hovering like a hummingbird. It's hard to be in love as a man, right? Nobody tells us anything. A woman always wants to talk to you about your emotion. We don't have any emotions. They're buried deep down beneath beer and cake. So you girls gotta be patient. You're dealing with a moron. Our fathers don't even talk to us about love. Right, guys? Your dad talk to you about love? No. No, you know what my dad said? That's your pecker. Don't pull it out in public. Okay, let's go. Let's go. We're good. Nobody gets excited for us when we fall in love. If there's 3 guys, one of them falls in love, the other 2 treat him like he's got a terminal disease. Sorry to hear it, bro. When did it happen? You didn't drink out of my beer, did you? I don't want to... There's 4 women, one of them falls in love, the other 3 go crazy. What's he like? What's he do? What color eyes does he have? Met his mother? Can you be quiet together? Can you laugh together when you want to have a baby? Let's take time off of work when you want to go back to work. They get out a Viking horn to let the rest of the tribe know they've made another kill. The tribe has spoken. I tease my wife, but I know there's days I'm not allowed to tease her. You know those days. That estrogen's running a little bit high, that my eyes are open wider than they should be. She's swaying and she ain't got a baby. That's a dangerous animal you're dealing with right there. But my wife will get up some days and go, "Nothing is funny today. Nothing." Whoa. Whoa. You got a special blend of crazy going this morning, huh? Mess with a woman on PMS, that's like playing emotional Jeopardy. You just want to come in the house and go, "I'll take what the fuck did I do for 1,000?" I haven't talked to my wife in 7 years. I mean, I've taken some orders. I just haven't talked to her. So my little rugrat moved in, stole my girl. He owns her. That's his woman. He knows it, man. If there's a fire and it's him or me, I'd burn like a pork chop, man. I'm done. I'm done. There's no mistaking. He owns. I'm like the 3rd wheel on a date. I'm just like, "Can I go with you guys? I'll pay. I'll drive. I'll drive. Can I just go? I just want to go." That's his girl. And he knows it. He's been throwing it in my face since they brought him home from the hospital, man. When he used to breastfeed, he'd look right at me. And she'll try to defend it. He's a baby. He doesn't. He knows exactly what he's doing. That's all right, because I'm writing it all down. Because one day, that little prick's going to want to borrow the car. I'll be waiting on him in my chair. "Hey, Dad, can I borrow the car?" "Nope." "You can sit here and I'll tell you about the time you stole your mom's tits for 2 years. You want to talk about that?" Turned on the no titty light. My wife was pregnant. That was the scariest time of my life, man. I've never had fear run through me like that. Nah, single guys, you think you know fear. You don't know fear. Your big question for the day is, what am I going to eat? What am I going to wear? Where's my phone? That's it. That's all you got. You don't know fear until a woman looks in your eyes and goes, "I'm pregnant, 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 pregnant." And then you shit yourself just a little. "That's great, hon. Oh, God, that's great. Oh, I gotta get a job." My wife was pregnant. We tried to do everything right. We didn't do anything right. We got kicked out of the first Lamaze class. You know the breathing class? Kicked out of the first one. All right, I got us kicked out of the first one. But I'm a comedian. You put me in a classroom, how long did you think it was going to take? I go in there, and the first thing they're teaching the women is called the cat crawl. It's to alleviate pressure across the abdomen. So I got 4 pregnant women in front of me on their hands and knees with their backs arched and their asses up in the air. So I said to the guy next to me, "This is how this whole thing got started." in the hall, sir. Out in the hall. All right. And if you think PMS makes a woman crazy, pregnancy takes that into Jedi level. It's not their fault. They can't control it, man. I've seen the werewolf. I know. Those chemicals get rolling in that blood. They get weird stuff happening in their brain. They get weird food cravings. They get crazy food cravings. 8 months in, my wife wanted to eat ice. She come in the room. I'd like to eat a bucket of ice. You want to eat it? Yeah, a bucket of ice would be great right now. Honey, I don't think that's a good... You get me a bucket of ice right now! Here! She took the bucket and her tail followed her down the hallway. Sat there eating ice. I know, Mama, the ice. Mommy wanted ice. Mommy will have ice. I will have the ice. You know, the baby was in there going, what the fuck is she doing up there? Huh? Send down some soup. Now he's here and he's hers most of the time, man. If you ask him, who would you rather spend the day with, he'll go, Dada. And you say, who would you rather be trapped on an island with? He'll go, Mama, no question. And that's where his bread's buttered. But he'll hang with me a little bit now. I like that. You know, he's coming around. 7's a fun age, man. You know, he's starting to lose his teeth. He looks like a little homeless person. I showed him how to jam a straw up in that missing tooth, get that spitball accuracy going, you know. 7's a fun age, man. People ask you stupid questions, though, before they get there, too, you know. Like, they would ask me when she was pregnant, they go, what are you having? I go, little boy. They go, what if he's gay? What am I supposed to do? Yell do-over? What do you want me to do? That's my son, either way. That just means I'm going to ballet instead of football. But I'll tell you what, I'm not changing. I'm going to root at the ballet like I'm at the football game. You call that a pirouette? Get your fucking head in the game. Let's go. Let's go. It's all in the adjustments. I think he's heterosexual, though. I'm pretty sure. The other day I came home, he was on the couch with his hand in his underwear watching Hannah Montana. I said, welcome to the club, son. Welcome to the club. It's a nice spot you got picked out on the couch here, buddy. I like that. Like I said, man, 7 is a fun age. 7 is a fun age. Because they want to be you, you know? But in my case, I got to be careful because he's right at that age where he's starting to repeat everything I say. He doesn't do it right away. He waits like a week. He's like a little time release smartass. I never know when it's coming, right? The other day we're driving to a family dinner. I'm here, the wife's here, he's in the back. As we pull into this restaurant, this guy cuts me off. I go, now what's this guy doing? And from the back seat I hear, is that guy an asshole, Dad? And you know I'm no help. I look back, good eye, boy, good eye. To put that in context. I love when he swears. No, I do. I mean, I love it. It makes me pee on myself. My wife, it makes her skin crawl. I can't get enough of it. I make him do it. I do. I make him leave messages on my brother's cell phone. Hi, Uncle Brian. It's Will. My dad says you can go fuck yourself. I love you. Bye. Sometimes wrong is worth the funny. Bad part is sometimes my wife will catch us doing that. And then she will snap. What is wrong with you? You're insane. What's he gonna do with that? Where's he gonna take that? Is he gonna grow up and get a job swearing? If I was a mechanic, we'd be building an engine right now. What do you want me to do? I'm trying to help out. My favorite time he ever swore was at the aquarium in Chicago. This one was awesome. We got onto the aquarium, and he wants to take a picture of the dolphins jumping, right? So I go get the disposable camera. We got onto the tank, right? 25 moms, 25 kids. 25 moms, 25 kids. Me and the boys standing there like Bart and Homer, right? So he's looking through his camera. Finally, the dolphins jump, and they go back in the water, and I hear click, fuck me. I had 50 women burn a hole in my head. How do you live with yourself? You have failed your child, sir. I didn't know what to do. Everybody's staring at us. I just picked him up. I'm the uncle. His parents drink. We just had him for the day. This is crazy. We're all embarrassed. We're going to church. I worry about my son's spiritual well-being. I want him to believe in God. There, I said it. When did that become uncool, man? Yeah. What happened? Yeah. I've never had balls that big to not believe in something like that. You have to believe God's up, or why else are we here, man? You got to have a little faith in something. And if you don't act like I'm the weirdo. You're the one dressed in black all the time. I'm not. Got so many face piercings, and when the wind blows, you sound like chimes. That ain't my fault. Just saying, let me have my thing. They want to take prayer out of school. I think that's a bad idea. I'm pretty sure that's how I passed. Dear Lord, I'm just looking for a 72 today, Lord. Just a 72. If you could give me the power to color these bubbles into a passing grade, I'd appreciate that, Lord. I don't know. I believe. The older I get, though, the more I believe in God and the less I believe in religion. Religion's where all the trouble starts, man. My story is better than your story. No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not. Boom! Doesn't sound very spiritual, does it? There are 50,000 religions in the world. You know what that means? Somebody's going to be wrong. There might be a lot of us sitting in hell one night going, who'd you think it was? Just tearing up your ticket like you're at the horse track. I had Jesus. I was 8-1 when it went off, man. I mean, what are you going to do? Who knew it was going to be a giant frog from Africa? I didn't even see that on the... It's like 20-1. I'll put 2 on that. I don't know. I think church is good for you when you're little. It's a good introduction to faith. All right? Teach you a little bit about a conscience. You do bad stuff happens, right? Trying to figure out which way to push my son. I don't know which way to go yet. My wife is Southern. She's a Baptist. That's like being married to a spiritual parole officer. I don't know much about the Baptists. I just know if one of them dies, there's going to be a barbecue. Well, that's how they deal with their pain. I'm sorry we lost them, but I brought you some crunchy green beans with some ham in it. You want that? I grew up with the Catholics. How do we deal with our pain? We're the drunkest religion on God's earth. It's not our fault. They start us early. Body of Christ. Here's the chaser. Tell your old man I said hello. Play my number. 326, Bauxite. Don't forget. Catholics, man, if you get to drink at every occasion. Wakes, weddings, funerals, christening, but we don't care. We're drinking. It's for the church. You gotta do that with your hands. For the church. I have one rule when you're drinking with the Catholics. Don't forget what occasion you're at. You can't be stumbling through a funeral. Congratulations! Hey man, this party sucks. That dude's been sleeping since we got here. Hey, he passed out first. Let's write on him. Wouldn't that suck? You get to the pearly gates, St. Peter's waiting for you. Would you please step forward? You have something on your forehead, boy. Stupid Joey, stupid Joey. I think you should have to go to church just till you get old enough to get evil thoughts that make you giggle. Ever get an evil thought in church? Hey, we were all friends a minute ago. What happened? It's okay to get an evil thought in church. You know why? It's funny. You know why it's funny? It's not supposed to be. And what makes us laugh the hardest? Stuff that ain't supposed to. So you walk out of here tonight, it's snowing. Guy in front of you slips and busts his ass right in front of you. Funny, huh? Is the first thought in your head, my God, we should help that pedestrian. Or, look at that asshole, he can't even walk. He's gonna need stitches. Let me get my camera phone out. You know, a woman invented the camera phone. No man would have ever invented that. That's so a woman could call you and go, where are you? I'm at grocery store. Take a picture. Joey, get behind me with some Cheetos. Just do it. If you're married and you're a young man, get a single friend. Not to go out with, but more to blame. It's his job to jump on a grenade every time you might get in trouble. That's why you need him. He's got to be an idiot so you can throw him under the bus every week. My buddy Jimmy, that's mine. He's like, I can't wait to meet your wife. You're never going to meet my wife. My wife hates you. I've never met her. I've done the groundwork. You have a drinking problem and you're a bad influence, man. See you Friday. I grew up in a working class family and I thank God for that every night. Yeah. I did, man. You know why? Because in a working class home, you're not allowed to take yourself too serious. And we need that right now because we're in a society where commercials and movies and television just show you have to be perfect. And if anybody makes fun of you, you should just be hateful to them because they're just making fun of you because you're perfect. They want to just bring you down. It's all horse shit. If you cannot laugh at yourself, I don't want to be around you because it means you have no sense of humor. Right? I cannot stand a guy that's serious all the time. But see, that's the great thing about a working class family. You're not allowed to take your tails. That's why you don't see a lot of them Dracula kids in Pittsburgh. Because you know there'll be an old timer at the bar going, what's the matter? Your dad didn't throw the ball with you? What is it? You just... Are those skinny pants? You can't wear those in here. You gotta go. You can't take yourself seriously, man. People will hate you. I don't like a guy that everything works for him. That's not interesting to me. I like a guy that can tell you about his flaws. That's funny. Because I know he's being honest. You don't want a guy to come into work and go, yeah, man, I got $5,000 on a scratch-off ticket on my way here. Green lights all the way. The boss is giving me a raise. I'm going golf with him. I hope you die of a weird cancer. I do. I want an honest guy that comes in and goes, dude, took some Metamucil last night. Almost shit myself at the red light. Blew me out, bro. Almost didn't make it. That's my guy. Because if you take yourself too serious, you're going to grow up to be that angry prick that no one wants around. Anybody have an adult friend that still has to get in a fight? You know that guy? Right, everywhere you go. That dude's looking at me, bro. He's 11. We're at McDonald's. What? I don't know why we call you. So in a working class home, ball busting's an art form. You're gonna learn your sense of humor. Whether you like it or not. We got two choices, laugh or cry. We'll be here all day, whatever you want to do. There's no hierarchy in a working class home either. If you're up, you're in the game. My grandfather's 94, got a hearing aid in each ear, can't hear anything anyway. We mess with him every Christmas. Every year, me and my brother come in the house. Spend a half hour trying to tune us in. Funny every year. We even get the dog to do it. And if we really wanted to mess with him, we give the dog peanut butter so it would start. There is nothing funnier than a deaf old man chasing a dog that's making no noise going, "Shut up!" Every time the kids are over, this dog loses its mind. You can't tell me they're not doing something to it. That's funny for like 3 weeks. I love a working class Christmas too, because that's when my grandmother would start drinking. For 2 weeks to celebrate the birth of Jesus. She didn't mess around, man. When she went. She would drink highballs. Yeah. For those of you too young to know what a highball is, that's straight bourbon. They drop a cherry in there like that's gonna break it up. She was great, man. You know what she'd do with the cherries? Feed them to the kids. Here you go, honey. You're gonna sleep good tonight, huh? Them teeth don't hurt when Nana's over, do they? They don't hurt no more. I remember being 9 years old, buzzed up on highball cherries, trying to build a bar out of Legos. Nana is all right, man, you know? She's just cool, man, that's all. I grew up in the last generation before they put the rules in, too. All right? Back when your mother could scold you in public and nobody would press charges or be offended. Yeah. And I'm not saying to beat your children. I mean, scare them a little. That's what they need, a little boundary. My mom, you didn't even have to do anything wrong. You could just have something in your hand at the store and she'd just, if you touch one more thing, I will leave you here for the rest of your life. And everybody in the store would go, he probably deserved that, he probably deserved it. He's asking for a fruit roll-up, who's he think he is? That's a lot of money, you know. My poor mother, I don't know how she did it, man. Oh my God. Something happens to a woman when she gives birth, that fuse burns out and it never comes back. No, it fries their brain, and how could it not? There's another human being grabbing you and touching you and needing you 24 hours, and then there's the kids. My mom would get so worked up in her head that there was a wire missing from that there to her mouth. So by the time it got from here to here, you had to figure out what she meant. She'd come out of the bathroom and go, "Turn the TV down, the toilet's overflowing." That don't have nothing to do with the... All right! She'd say, "Leave a key under the mat for your sister. I'll put a note on the door so she can find it." How do you write that note? "Dear burglar." Key is under mat, love Bill. P.S. All the good stuff is in my brother's room. She did what she could, though, man. It's tough for us growing up, you know? Parents got split up when I was young, probably for their own safety. Some people it just don't work with. You can't cry about it the rest of your life. It's just how it is. But you got to make some adjustments, you know? We did what we had to. My mom had it tough, man. 3 kids in tow, over 35. You're not getting the cream of the Dayton crop. We had to endorse some stepfathers. I tell people in L.A. that my mom was married 3 times. They go, oh, you're so dysfunctional. And I'm from Pittsburgh. By the 3rd father, I was like, shut up! And get me a beer. Take a sip. Second guy was the worst, but I learned the best thing in my life. I learned what goes around comes around. It's old advice, but it's true, and here's how I know. Second guy she was married to used to beat the crap out of me and my brother and my sister, right? So one night after he did this, and I don't mean scroll to reprimand, which I'm for. I mean, he'd take a swat at you, right? So one night after he did this, I was in my room praying for his death. He goes to work the next day, gets his thumb caught in a drill press, cuts it completely off. It still gets me. So while we're in the hospital, they transplanted his big toe onto his hand. I can't make that up. And I don't care how cool you think you might be. You cannot take someone serious yelling at you to pay attention with a big toe hanging off the end of their hand. As far as I was concerned, it was payback time. I'd come in the room and say stuff like, get your feet off the table. At Christmas, my brother got him a sock and a glove. My dad remarried, so he remarried the same woman for 35 years. And that impresses me, man. I want to be that old couple. I want to be that old guy walking behind his wife going, God damn it, it's hot. Where are we going? That guy's earned his stripes. I like a couple that's been together so long they can start a fight without talking. She can just look at him. He'll go, don't start that shit, not here. That's love. That's love. They say married men live longer. I think it just feels that way. We live longer because they're trying to save us. Right? My wife is starting to do it to me. Yeah, you gotta lose some weight. I'd lose weight, but you know, it don't work out for everybody. You rarely get hot and pretty and funny in the same room. Have a little damage to you. My wife's getting sneaky about it, though. She doesn't bug me about my weight anymore. She's just getting sneaky. She's starting to wrap leftovers in aluminum foil because it's noisy. Yeah, that's sneaky. I'm out there at 2 a.m. like a safecracker trying to get a piece of pizza, man. You don't hear them coming up, what are you doing? Ah! Put a bell on you so I know where you're at. And it's years of that progression to where they get to the point where they can do it to you without you knowing. I watch it happen down at my dad's house. My stepmom messes with him every morning by asking him a question that makes no sense just to get his blood pressure going. She'll come in the room and go, you want a sandwich, ham or turkey? He'll go, ham. She'll go, we don't have any ham. You actually see his brain lock up. Then he'll mumble into the garage. Why the fuck would you ask me about a ham sandwich? You don't have any ham. It's like living with a lunatic. But see, she knows she has to do this. My dad is starting to come unglued a little bit. He's using the wrong words to describe stuff, and he's convinced he's right. You can't argue with him, so she got to keep him running on the right temperature. Yeah, I'm serious, he's out of his mind. He wanted to buy her a candle for her birthday. So we took him to the candle store. He walks into a store full of people and goes, smells like incest in here. Just pick something, man. Let's get out of here. I took him to the heart doctor for a checkup. He comes out. I go, how'd it go? He goes, they put them wires on my chest. Gave me a KGB. I'm clear. They say you live long enough, you watch your parents become children again. It's starting to happen to me, man. My dad's 67, my son is 7. I took them to Disney World. They are the same person. It's hot. I gotta pee. How much further is it? It's great at lunch. I only gotta mash up one hamburger. Am I here? Share it, share it, share it. Take a nap. I hate taking my son to my dad's house because all that tough guy rules shit is gone. No, he treats him, he get whatever he wants. And I just get more pissed the longer I'm down there. My son come walking through the living room when we were down there visiting. He's in his underwear covered in Cheeto dust with a chocolate milk hanging out of his hand. And has the balls to look at me and go, this place is great. Didn't always used to be that way, boy. Here's the thing I love about watching my dad with his wife. A man that's been married for over 35 years gets to say stuff to his wife that a man who's only been married for a couple of years will get his teeth knocked out. Perfect example, we're down at my dad's last year in Orlando. He retired down there, right? So we're all in the pool hitting the ball around. It's a perfect family day, right? My dad is working the hamburger grill and smoking, like a man should be. So he's just doing his thing, right? His wife sees this and starts to go, I can't believe you're smoking in front of these brand new grandbabies. This is the most magical time of your life. You work 35 years to retire. This is how you want to spend it, taking 7 minutes of time off your life, not to mention the questions you're putting in the air for these children. You have any idea how selfish you are? He doesn't even flinch. Stands there like an admiral. Keeps working the burgers. He lets her get it all out. Then he looks at her and goes, see, that's why nobody likes you. I stood there in awe. I said, Dad, how long you gotta be married before you can say stuff like that? He goes, you gotta be all done fucking, kid. And then he winked at me and goes, it's worth the wait, hang in there, it's worth the wait. I like watching my dad at this age, man. You know why? Because he's figured out that if he opens his eyes, he wins again. I'm not saying that to be morbid. I'm saying he's figured it out. It's fun every day. Every day he looks for something to make him laugh. That's pretty impressive at that age. See, I think that's the game. I don't think the game is can you stay young? Like everybody thinks they make you want it to be that way. Like they want the television and the paper, stay young, stay young, stay young. The game is can you get old? And if you're lucky enough to get old, do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. And let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Once you're old, you have a right to do whatever you want. That's the game. You've earned your stripes, man. I watch my dad and I think to myself, I write myself a note every day. because of the way he acts. And I write that note, and it says this: when you're 70, do whatever you want. And I write that note, so I'll remember. Because one of these days, when I'm old and I'm bumping into shit, I'm going to find one of those notes, and it's going to be game on. They will find me naked, taking a bubble bath in the fountain at the mall every Thursday at 3 o'clock. What are they gonna do to you? You're old. All you gotta do is act confused. What are you doing in there? I don't know where I live. I like marshmallows. They're not gonna take you to jail. They're gonna give you some marshmallows and drive you home. And then they'll tell the new guy about you. Who was that? Oh, that's Bill. He's a great old guy. He washes his ass here every Thursday. We love him. Pittsburgh, I love you. Thank you for being here. Jokes. That's it, man. My God, thank you for making this happen, man. Well, I'll give you a little more safety tips on drinking. You want to talk some more about drinking? I read something a couple weeks ago. They said our forefathers, when they came over here, were big whiskey drinkers. I got to think about it. Whiskey and beer and just alcohol, that's the only drug we cheer for. Right? So many jewelry, you go, where are my drinkers? They go, woo! Nobody ever comes there and go, where are my crackheads? Let me hear my crackheads. Where are my crackheads? I was reading this article, man. They said George Washington and those guys averaged 10 gallons of whiskey apiece a year. But that was their whiskey. That's not the refined, pretty stuff we see in the bottles. That's whiskey you could melt a wagon wheel in. You know, that's... You know, but I started thinking about it, and their personalities, maybe it's true. I mean, that probably explains why George Washington was standing up in that boat. Sir, can you sit down, sir? I am George fucking Washington. You understand me? I am the father of this country. You sit there and look at my ass if I were. You made this incredibly special for me. I couldn't have done this nowhere else. Not like this. No, you're the best. Thank you. I love you.